His invisibility lasting 10 seconds was very broken, and he doesn't even appear if he's near you. This made Leon very broken, and his damage was pretty dang high. It took a bit to balance him out with changing out his invisibility work, so you can actually see him when he's more near and more clear, and making his damage not so absurd, which led him to the current stage. Right now Leon's okay, but not the best. But maybe his hypercharge will make him better. But Leon is one of the 5 most broken brawlers in history. We'll be talking more in detail with the other 4, so let's get started with Rosa. Rosa is a very known broken brawler. Her shield blocks so much damage. It was 80% for 6 seconds. But what made it worse was that she was rare. This meant a lot of players could unlock her, so there's a Rosa Apocalypse. Brawl Stars was kinda unplayable at this time, but thank goodness they landed her with some nerfs in 4 days. They lowered her shield from 80% to 70%, and lowered the duration to 4, but she was still strong. She kept receiving nerfs, still being solid, but would her second star power make her broken or make her the same? Yeah, her star power didn't really affect her. It was a star power that boosts her damage while in bushes, and damage boosts aren't that useful. Surviving is more essential. That's what a human being would rather have. But as time passed by with several nerfs, it started to impact her, especially the ones that affected her super. And a lot of the new brawlers countered her, so she became useless for a bit. Few years later in the present year, where she now has her second gadget which slows enemies in the bushes, which is way better than her first, she's actually pretty good right now. She also did receive her supercharge trait and her hypercharge, so right now she's very good. Alright, but this isn't all about broken super. 8-Bit had the old broken star power Extra Life, respawning back from the dead. He was the first pick in Solo Showdown, and this star power had to be completely replaced with this one, which is still used today. And 8-Bit's current state is pretty decent. He definitely did fall apart a bit, but he's still being used. Unlike Hank after his nerfs, he was pretty busted in release, having several bugs which amplified his damage, and his base damage was overall high. He could heal while charging up, and he was epic, so you can't avoid him. It became Hank stars very quickly. Honestly, it was kind of fun one shot in my opinion, but I know a lot of you guys will disagree with this. But thank goodness 5 days later this got shut down by Supercell with very heavy nerfs, especially with his damage, and these bugs were fixed. So he kind of became forgotten and trash after that. But we need to talk about Eve. Eve was very busted in release. Eve had this star power which made her spawn the hatchlings each attack, and she completely broke that meta. So they had to nerf the star power and change it a lot, and now with the current state of not spawning the hatchling every single time but you have to wait for a bit, right now she's in a decent spot. But what's the worst brawlers in history? Check out this video and subscribe.